So you want to know how to edit in Premiere Pro? Well, I can help you. Now, looking at this interface, it may seem really complex, but it's actually not that bad once you get used to it. Let's start. So, to the bottom left of the screen, there's Import Media to Start. You can click on it, and then you can import anything you want, from videos to images to sounds and even other Adobe files. I know you can import like Photoshop or Illustrator somehow. But in this instance, I'm just going to import videos. So I'm going to go into my finished videos folder. And just for the sake of it, I'm just going to do the old CTV2 intros. So we'll do the outro for Halloween and the normal one. Okay, so once they import, you will see that they are now in the project area. This is just where they're kept. On the bottom here, there's bins, which are basically folders so you can organize stuff, and then items like layers for more complex editing. But for the sake of this, we're just going to keep it with the basics. So if you want to start editing, you hold on to the video or image or whatever file you want to use and drag it into your timeline. So in this case, you see that it's uploaded. And over here, this is the zoom area. And you can zoom into whatever zoom you want given here. I usually do fit because you can understand the dimensions better. And usually, when it comes to editing files, the project window will always be the dimensions of the first video you import. So this is like HD 1920 by 1080. So yeah, if you want this to be different, you can always edit the aspect ratio later. So anyways, um, here are some basic tools with Premiere. So this is your selection tool. This just allows you to be able to move layers and like just move around the video or whatever file you have on your timeline. This is the scroll bar. You can use it to go into whatever part of the video you want. And for these other tools, the real tools you really need are the selection tool, the blade tool, the type tool, and the hand tool. So selection, like I just showed you, it just selects what's here. The blade tool, as you can probably guess, it cuts stuff in your video, like so. And the hand tool just like moves your timeline without like moving anything else. It's really convenient to be able to see what's happening in your video without editing the video even more. And the type tool is just adding text like you see here. This is what I did last year. So down here, this is like the scroll bar, and this like just makes your videos look bigger or smaller for more precise editing. So now we can get into the actual editing process. So in this case, I'm just going to drag this over here, and I will now import the Halloween intro of CTV or outro of CTV2. So as you can see, I put the outro for the Halloween outro on V2, which is basically layer 2. This will make it so that this video will play above the normal outro. And like layering, as you may understand with like other editing apps, usually the top layer is what you will see. So a way you can change the visibility is to either just like make the intro go on top, or you can shorten the video so that it doesn't actually like affect the other video. Another thing about editing videos is that you can change the audio aspects. So usually when you import a video that has audio, they will be linked together as you can see here. Um, Usually when you highlight the video or the audio, you'll usually get the opposite with it. And sometimes you want it, but sometimes if you have voiceovers or other audio you want to use, you don't exactly want to have a video or an audio or something like that. So what you want to do is um, make your screens zoomed in more, and right click on the video, and you will see a bunch of stuff, but the main things you can use or will use are speed and duration, audio gain, audio channels, and unlinking. So in this case, I am saying that you can unlink stuff, and that'll make it so that the video and audio are separate. Another thing you can do is the audio gain right here. This is just to change the audio levels, you know. So you can set the gain by itself, or you can adjust it if you're unsure of how loud or quiet you want your video to be. But usually it depends on like the quality of headphones you have too, so be mindful when you're changing the gain, because it may be louder on like YouTube than say like if you're just watching it on like a movies app or something like that. So in this case, I'll just change it by like 5, and you can see it was a slight change, but the audio levels got a little bit wider, more peaked. So now we have all these edited segments on your timeline. Now for some other fun stuff. In your project window, you will see many different tabs, and there's one called Effects. You can type any keyword to get any effect you want, but then again, there's also plugins and all that stuff. But we're going to be using Premiere's normal effects. So in this case, I would like to use the cross dissolves right here for video transitions, like so. So in this case, you will see like once you play the video that you see the cross dissolve here. In this case, because it was on like a bigger level or a higher layer, it didn't work that well, but let me show you here. So with the cross dissolve animation enabled, see that? It changed some more. And I know sometimes it works. To be honest, I'm not quite sure why it does this sometimes, but you can like merge in the middle of the video, and that allows for a more like seamless transition. Can't tell here because it's the same video, but you will notice it when it comes to other videos. In this case, if you want to edit the audio, you use exponential fade right here. This just makes your video louder or quieter over time, and you can adjust these by grabbing and holding and making it longer or shorter. So in this case, like you'll see that slowly gets louder. Pretty cool, right? You can play around with these, but for the sake of CTV2, I suggest those are the best effects you can use. In this area up here, you have different tabs, but this is for more complex editing. What you want to be on is the editing tab, because it has all the presets you need for editing videos, color, effects, audio is more for their namesakes. If you want, you can do the learning tab. It'll teach you everything you want to know about Premiere, but just for the sake of time and because I made this tutorial, you know, this is what you really should be focused on. So now the last thing here, or one of the last things, is when you usually put edits on your video or audio, like so, In this case, I'll do a visual, not a transition effect, but let's do like Gaussian blur. So you can apply this to any video you want, and in this case, you will see that the f of x symbol has lit up and changed color. And in this tab, you can change the source, which shows you the video, or the effect controls. So in this case, this is for more complex editing, but you can change the level of the blur over here, which I will probably show in another tutorial. So anyways, now that you have your video edited, now it's time to export. So over here, you can differentiate which video is which through the symbols on the bottom right. In this case, you want to export your sequences because that's your timeline. Those are the edits you made. And the way you can do that is right-clicking and then go to the bottom and change and select to export media. My Premiere Pro is kind of slow, so it'll take a while. And over here you have export settings. So usually what we do, for me at least, is export as an H.264. That's like your MP4s, your other types of like video files. And of course there's like AVI, GIF, GIF, however you say it, JPEG images, and then other types of media, but H.264 is the best. And then you can change the quality in which you're exporting the video. High bitrate is just the default, but if you want to go all out, I'd suggest high quality, like 180p HD, but that will result in a much higher file size. What I usually do is mobile device if you want to save as much storage as you can, but I don't suggest it too much because I'm pretty sure the aspect ratio changes. So I would usually do like high bitrate or even medium bitrate. This like significantly changed. Like right here, it was like 54 megabytes, but then it changed to 16. So I think that's better. And over here, you have the output name. You can change the file location of this video and change the name. So like we can change this to edited video here. And then Q is if you have like multiple projects, but I'm pretty sure that crashes Premiere, so don't do that. um, and then once you're ready, you have everything here. Just press export, and then it'll begin to export everything here. And you may want to be careful with this. Make sure your project files are saved. They have an autosave feature because if it crashes, then you lose everything, and you do not want that. So anyways, as you could see, my video exported, and it should appear on my file screen like so, right here. And another thing about Premiere files is that you always need your videos in the same location, like file location at all times, otherwise Premiere itself cannot read the file location changes and will thus say that your media is unavailable. So I would suggest like edit your videos by importing them through your USB or SD card. So now once you're ready, just upload to Google Drive or email it to the broadcast email, and then you're done. I will make more tutorials for like more complex editing, such as like color effects or audio, and you know, it'll help you become a better editor. I hope this helps. Bye.